Back at it
Back
again.
at it again.
I wore my pretty shirt for you.
Look at the nice little shop shirt action.
Yes, so
A little tech shop shirt action.
Well, these don't melt on exhaust manifolds.
That's the whole point. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tech Tuesday. My name is Ben.
I'm Tim.
And we have a long range of assortment of questions to get to today because we are not just answering the questions from last week, which we will get to in this video from the last Tech Tuesday, but we're also going to hit some of those questions that are on other videos that we may not have a chance to get to on a day-to-day basis, but we still want to be able to address those as well. But before we jump into that, Tim, do you have any suggestions, statements, fashion statement tips that you want to get into before we get started?
No. not really. Not today. My mind goes towards, I think we should have cool hats, like an Aces fedora or,
You did send me those straw hats.
Oh my God, the straw
so
hats.
Hopefully we can get that going.
People would buy them. As a matter of fact, people vote on should we try to get some track day straw hats with the little Aces thing on. Like everybody sells the same hat. We could get those as well.
Flashback to episode 2. You actually was the first time you ever suggested that.
Well,
and you were like, you have no idea how many of those we sell.
I bought one for $45 recently because we don't have them. I use them at the racetrack or on my tractor.
Do you want Aces straw hats?
I do.
Question 1 comes from Doc424. No. Yeah, 424 for EFI. EFA. I'm going to redo this one. Question 1 comes from Doc424 for EFA. He says, so how to change, by the way, a stock mode and performance mode? It's just a question. And this is from our quick draw behind the product video. This sounds like a you question.
Well, in the product video, I did explain in there that you got to activate the wire that switches mode. That's it. There is a wire activation. I believe it's a 12-volt input. It's a mode wire. You just send some voltage to it, I believe. I have to double-check the manual as well. But, yeah, that should switch modes from performance to not performance. And normally you just want to put that on a toggle switch so it's naturally open. You flip it. Naturally, it's going to be closed after that, so it'll activate that mode.
Yeah.
So I believe it's actually not even mode, it's calibration selection, and then there's actually a mode which would be, your paddle shifts and all that extra junk. That'll hook it up.
Very cool.
Next.
Panda Built 4341 says, how much on the LS engine control system known as the Jackpot? And that I would respond to with, that depends on what kind of system you want, but that's not the answer you're going for. You can get it in the drive-by cable manual transmission variant all the way up to the drive-by wire trans control variant, going up in price from there. You're starting around $810, like $807 in plus change, $810 for that lower variant, and then you're around $1,400 for around $1,500 for the full variant, drive-by-wire and trans control, and then you build on that with top-end kits with intakes and throttle bodies and injectors, and now we have master kits that include a full fuel delivery system in there as well.
So, fun fact, our maxed-out variant of our Jackpot stuff, if you really look at the dollars and cents.
Yes, this is actually huge.
If you get the maxed-out variant of it, that is getting around within reason of the starting price of a base kit from somebody else.
Yep, it's true. That is facts. Not to throw anybody out there. Going into question 3, this was our old handheld and ECU update video, but we got a question from Flying Pancake 7790. I don't know. That seems like just an epic Flying Pancake. Somebody put some time and thought into that, or was hungry. Do I need to go through the startup wizard after the update? Had my car running, but I saw some spelling errors, so wasn't sure. So with this situation, if you want to go through the startup wizard, or when you do a update to your software, and you've gone through the whole process through your handheld, you're back, zeroed out everything, cleared out all of your learning data, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, you're going to want to run through that startup wizard again when you are trying to start your vehicle. That's why it's called the startup wizard. We have it in there for every single time that you are starting the car for the first time. So yeah, is there any buzzwords you want to throw in there?
I'm not a big fan of buzzwords. Fun fact, if your system's working good and there's not some feature we come out with or something funny, there's no need to update anything. If you got a good tune on, just leave it alone. I got, my coast-to-coast RV, old cousin Eddie himself, I think he's running on like 148 right now.
Yeah.
Because I put the original ECU back in. It's still on 148 in an open-loop tune, and it's in Oregon.
Yep.
But there's nothing new in our system that I would need, and the tuning I put in there is dynamite, so none of the strategy changed.
Right.
So when a new update comes out, I don't have to go get the new update if I've already got a pretty dynamite tune. Just like the Cleanse Impala.
Right.
That software is so old. I think it's single digits. Like it.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude.
That's wild.
That was nearly a prototype system.
Right.
And we've just never updated it since then.
Right.
So it's still the original.
Doesn't have all the capabilities and features that some of our newer software has, but it's running, driving well.
Every
Fantastic.
Day.
Question 4 from the new handheld and ECU update video. This is from Rich Frederick 3329 says, is there any way to mount the 7-inch Pro handheld unit? There's some sort of bracket on the back, but nothing on it mates up to it. Okay, so
is this the part where we cut it and then I go get one of the mounts that's in the back that Corey makes? You
could. Or what I'll do is I can showcase here on the video that I made on the 7-inch handhelds in a short that shows how to connect them. It's right here. It's right here. It's right in the middle here.
It's right there.
It's like going on here where I'm connecting it together.
Also, the mounting holes on that, it's the same as one of our competitors that has also 7-inch with some mounting bracketry and all that whatnot. But the mounting holes are like the same because if somebody's switching from their system to our system, we didn't want to inconvenience them by having them to switch the bezel out. That way you still retain that $300-400 bezel in your car just right in there.
Yeah.
But those things are screw in the back, and with a cell phone mount, it like goes on the inside edges of the little metal brackets in there. It's aluminum.
It's on the back. It's on the back of the handheld holder. Yeah. And there is a right way and a wrong way. You can actually do it backwards. Either way, though, even if you hook it up the wrong way, it's still going to hold on to that handheld. It's got those 4 claws coming this way. You stretch it out. It doesn't go over the entire ECU or handheld. It just goes into that back mounting hardware. So, again, all of that was probably just shown right there. With the power of editing, also with the power of editing, we're going to question 5. Question 5, Techie Answers was the Tech Tuesday episode that I named last Tech Tuesday episode, but what I just realized, this is episode 40.
40?
This is episode 40.
Dang. And we almost did it on my birthday.
I know. Rip. Keep that in mind.
No. This is not the week for that.
Rickster FFR 5155 doing our own ITB offering just got me excited. I just replaced my ITBs with your wildcard system on my Shelby Cobra replica. I would like the wildcard. I like the wildcard so far, but really miss the ITB look. If you do move forward with this, please place the fuel rails inboard.
Good idea.
That's pretty good. I actually looked up the whole ITB after that last Tech Tuesday episode because this was the first time I'd even knew that was a thing. So, the youngsters. Craftworks MC. Just curious if you guys might ever be considering a multi-port 4-cylinder option similar to Fuel Tech setups for your Jackpot systems. I know a lot of Turbo 4-type Fox platform guys would be interested compared to using the old ECC and PLMPX micro squirt stuff. If so, thank you for all of your efforts. Well, thank you. Thank you
Sure.
for the
Why
question. Yeah, I don't see why not either.
Yeah. We're getting ready to open up custom strategies on a few different things. Anyways,
Mhm.
we're really looking into that.
Yep.
And that'll be a thing where you should be able to do from 1 to 8 cylinders if the strategy is correct. And some of that's going to be building your own strategy, but all in one block, all the common, crank wheels and triggers, we're going to start throwing at it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and why not?
Mhm.
Why not?
I'm really loving these questions, by the way, of like feeding ideas for future products because I mean we're about to run through the gauntlet of. I mean we've already been releasing new products here at like felt like every week, but it's not every week. But the gauntlet of just release. And I know from testing perspective of how painful that can be sometimes. But even still, I'm loving the ideas. I love that. I mean, that's the whole. Yeah, that's your whole driving point.
That is where they come from. The ideas. Some of that stuff is things we know and what other folks here have suggested. But the majority, the 70% of that,
is your ideas.
It's come from people saying like, "Why don't you do this?" I'm like, why not?
Why not?
Let's do that. Let's get some more information on it. Sometimes, and occasionally, when somebody comes up with an idea that looks pretty good and spicy, it might be profitable and help everybody out and really meet what we need in the industry. Well, I'll just reach out to them and be like, "What are you talking about? What do we got going on here?"
Yes. So thank you for your ideas. Very much so. Question number 7. Nitrous retard on the Jackpot. This was a short that Bradley and I did.
Sounds like a pro wrestler.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. Well, I'm not going to comment on this. Johanna 501. Could this be used around idle speed, specifically talking about the step wire on the Jackpot harness? I'm installing the Jackpot on an LS swapped boat and need a slight stutter in engine speed to engage the gear. Seems like I could wire this to the OG shift linkage micro switch. Thoughts, Tim?
Yeah, I think so.
Could be used around idle speed.
Well, so what you want to do is you want to momentarily stutter the engine. Sometimes you can pull the timing out. Sometimes you can literally cut the ignition momentarily and old school stuff whenever you go to engage it in a gear, because it's got a little a shift fork and a collar that will go one way or the other, and you don't want your motor loaded up because it's going to go from a prop not loaded to a prop loaded, so it wears the crap out of that gear. Or you got to slam it in from forward, reverse, neutral, or what have you not, and it just sits there and just grinds its way in, and you're like, oh no, I know that's exactly $392 on my Bass Cat. Ask me how. I know. So anyways, what on my setup, what I had did was essentially I just I cut spark, but you should be able to do some timing retard on that and actually make it kind of icky for a second. But let us know how that goes. Yeah, really. I mean,
LS swap boat. It's been a while since I've seen that.
I'm not gonna be messing with any boats anytime soon. But yeah.
Yep.
Let us know.
Yep. Also worry about your 2 sensors. I do remember that. That was not brought up here. You probably got that taken care of. I'm just saying.
I'm looking into an option for our own marine application adapter. It's been talked about before,
and that's the only reason, by the way, that we're not marine certified is that O2 sensor.
Not so much that, no.
Really?
There's an explosion-proof thing. When you have like live fuel in a bowl kind of deal with no means of getting rid of vapor, you can't put it in an enclosed doghouse because it'll blow up.
I thought it was water in the O2 sensors was the main thing.
That's just tuning-related stuff, dude. You can get carburetors that aren't J-spec certified by the Coast Guard because they don't have the J vent tubes that return back into the throttle.
Really?
Ours is going to have injector annular discharge rings shooting into the center of it, so there's going to be fuel on top of the throttle plates.
Interesting.
It also has to be fairly sealed up so it can't leak out the side of the throttle shafts if you overfuel it. And there's all kinds of things that go into that.
I look forward to that. Question number 8, I think, is Dano474Z. Man, I think I'm dyslexic. Hi, Tim and Ben. I have a suggestion, not a question. I don't think any of your competitors offer this on your Blackjack Pro distributors. Why not?
Quality services.
Yeah.
I'm just joshing you, Ben.
Under Blackjack Pro distributors, why not offer an option for a locked-out distributor when ordering using a pull-down menu? Some people might not like hammering a brand-new distributor to remove the roll pin, then hammer it back on. Also, if this process is done by Aces, it will be done correctly, either in-house or at the factory with no warranty issues. We have done stuff like that before for a small tech fee. I think we've done it for like $32 or something like that. I don't remember. I don't make the prices. I'm the marketing guy, but I don't make the prices. Hello, Scott.
Oh, he's not on there. We should answer it.
Hey, Scott. Hey, you're live on Tech Tuesday.
Got him.
Got him. What do you think about
I just responded to that too.
No way. That's amazing. I just did a message saying that we were recording.
I literally just responded to that too, making it sure.
Don't worry if they don't. Yeah, never mind.
Okay. Well, before we pause and answer your question, what do you think about the process of locking out distributors before they go out, having customers have that as a drop-down menu if they want them locked out already?
I'm very for it.
Very for it.
Small tech fee. Why not?
Small tech fee. Why not? I mean, this is
It
perfect.
takes like 3 minutes to do it.
You heard it here. You heard it here first. Question 9, I think, is Craftwork MC. I'm curious where we should be posting our questions to get them answered in the future. In future videos. Sorry to have to ask, but I just have not seen it addressed previously. Thanks for all the hard work you guys are putting into the support side of things. That is why I'm doing this, by the way. This question is why I'm going through, or this comment is why I'm going through all these past videos, is because there's a lot of questions that are being asked, and I don't want it just to be for Tech Tuesday. So thank you, Craftwork SMC, for that. That is why we're going through this list of comments instead of just Tech Tuesday comments. But if you want to play it safe, always comment your questions on the last Tech Tuesday episode if you have one that you really want us to get to. Jeffrey Baldy 2308. Can we get some how-to videos on tuning a cammed LS? Mine is running decent, but still doesn't seem as snappy as it should be. Get that snappy cam.
Don't do that.
Don't snap.
Nope, don't do that.
It,
And he's more lumpy. More blah, blah, blah,
blah 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 blah.
No, so anywho, yeah, because we are doing all these product behind the product.
Behind the
things,
product.
There'll be tuning aspects of it all, and one of the vehicles we have, luckily, is a big old fat cam LS swap Blazer.
Yeah.
Now you guys have seen it in other videos previously, and I've done a few things to it. There's no crazy magic to it. It's really just giving the engine what it wants at the end of the day and making some sound adjustments. I mean, outside of that, yeah, that'll be a thing we do. We do a little bit of street tuning with it, and there'll be a bit of dyno tuning with it. We're not shooting for big numbers. We're shooting for a good calibration of what's going to make it go down the road, drive, and not be horrible.
Right. Yep. Sweet. So stay tuned for that. I do know we are going tomorrow to shoot a kill shot install and TCM install. So that'll be really cool.
Set aside your
long day, but
that's a whole
for
day.
the people. We'll do that tomorrow. So be expecting some of those coming out really soon. Here we go. Last question for the day. Is Icebox829. Can I use a load cell / strain gauge as an input into the ECU for throttle, no lift throttle cuts on a sequential gearbox?
We don't have an input for that, but that is this almost the same kind of question. There's a train. That almost is the same kind of question as putting your boat into gear, because both of those things usually people use like a stutter box or something like that, where it momentarily cuts out to do a thing, just like with a sequential for a no-lift application, or using the SQ1, I'm presuming. But it's one of those deals where you want a momentary blip in the throttle for engagement of them gears.
Yeah.
That's a $10,000 gearbox, in case nobody's ever bought a sequential gearbox.
That's no joke.
I've got a $10,000 gearbox next to my desk.
I do know that.
Yeah. That's going in something stupid. 2,400 horsepower gearbox is going in a 500 horsepower car.
You did make a really good investment in the whole like transmission sync. You know, a sync that styles like
let me know if you want that thing.
Yeah.
That's neat.
It's actually pretty neat. Well, then, we will wrap up today in this episode of Tech Tuesday, episode 40.
Wow. 40
Episode 40. We've done this 40 times. We started this in a closet.
Yeah, with iPhones and bad lighting.
10 episodes away from episode 50. Crazy times. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Tech Tuesday. If you liked it, please leave a like down below. If you have any questions about EFI or ACES EFI, also feel free to leave a comment down below, and we will try to get to it in our next Tech Tuesday video. If you are or have a friend or family switching to EFI, point them our direction. We'd love to help them out as well, if it's just EFI in general. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and we will see all of you guys in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye now.